What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder. I'm Warren Thompson, and today we have some pretty big and exciting news about the Fantastic Four. The Fantastic Four are going to be coming in 2025, right after Deadpool 3 kicks off Phase 6. However, it does look like we're about to learn a lot more about the Fantastic Four pretty soon. In fact, our first look at the Fantastic Four might not actually be that far away. Right now, we're about 2 years out from the film, so don't expect a trailer or anything like that anytime soon. However, pre-production has begun, and Kevin Feige, the president of Marvel Studios, has been working on this movie for a very long time already. This movie is Kevin Feige's baby. He wants this movie to be perfect, which means he has been working on it for a very long time, but we've recently got some news that quite a bit of work has been done for the movie, all the way to the point to where we have official concept art that's already been done, not leaked to the public yet, but it has been shown to some people over at Marvel Studios, people who aren't really that involved with the movie. And a pretty big Fantastic Four fan has said that the movie is going to be pretty epic. And that man is Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania director Peyton Reed, the person who helped develop the original Fantastic Four film in 2001 and 2002 before the movie officially came out in 2005. He was also supposed to have a Fantastic Four movie of his own that never happened, but he himself has now approved of what Marvel Studios is doing with the Fantastic Four right now in the MCU. In a recent Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania interview with Somos Geeks, he talked a little bit about the Fantastic Four. In fact, he has said that he has seen artwork of the new Fantastic Four team. And in regards to this, he said, "I've seen, between you and me only, I've seen initial artwork for the Fantastic Four, stuff around the Marvel offices, and it's going to be great." This is awesome because Peyton Reed has a deep love for the Fantastic Four. He has wanted to write and direct his own Fantastic Four movie for an extremely long time, over 20 years, but now he said that he's actually happy that somebody else is doing it. But since he is such a big fan and wanted to do it himself, his approval of what Marvel Studios has currently planned means a great deal. If a man who has wanted to write and direct his own Fantastic Four movie for over 20 years says it's going to be good, then it's probably going to be pretty dang good. And this shows us that Marvel is really moving with the Fantastic Four. Now, there have been so many casting rumors over the past handful of months. Rumors that have said that the Fantastic Four have been cast, some that say that they haven't been cast yet, but they haven't narrowed down. But now if we think about what Peyton Reed said, that he's seen official artwork for the movie, this means that Marvel Studios might have already actually cast their Fantastic Four team. Now, of course, it could be artwork with no specific person, just inspiration taken from the comics, but like I mentioned, considering the fact that Kevin Feige has already been working on this a while, and he felt okay to show Peyton Reed what they were working on, even though Peyton Reed has really no involvement in the project whatsoever, it means that Kevin Feige is confident enough to show a true fan of the Fantastic Four what he's doing, and this probably means that they're a little bit further on than Peyton Reed is telling us. And there is also the possibility that there is some connection with the Fantastic Four and Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. After all, Nathaniel Richards, aka Kang the Conqueror, is a descendant of Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic. So there already is a connection between the Fantastic Four and Kang the Conqueror. Plus, not to mention, there have been a ton of theories and speculation stating that the Quantum Realm is going to have a pretty big connection to the Fantastic Four. In the comics, the Fantastic Four have a pretty big connection to the Negative Zone. But for the most part, the Negative Zone in the comics is essentially the Quantum Realm in the MCU. That's kind of how they're portraying the Quantum Realm. So there is a slight possibility, and I mean a slight possibility, and it's just speculation, not trying to get everybody's hopes up, but there is a slight possibility that the Fantastic Four could appear in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, even if they are simply variants of the true main MCU universe's Fantastic Four. Actually, rumor has it, and according to some plot leaks out there, if they are true, we are indeed going to be seeing some variants of some characters that we know show up in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, which does make sense because Kang essentially has infinite amount of variants. That's how the multiversal war started, and Quantumania is kind of going to be about variants. In fact, in the trailer, we have seen a scene that shows us many different Ant-Man variants. It looks like we've even seen one die. In fact, it looks like we've seen one die just like Mr. Fantastic died in Multiverse of Madness, turned to string cheese. And it's also confirmed that there are going to be at least 2 variants of Kang the Conqueror in Quantumania. In fact, I believe in the trailer, we have seen more than one variant. They've shown us a few different sites of Kang, and you can notice slight differences in them. What we know is that there's going to be a Kang the Conqueror essentially trying to take over the the empire of another Kang. However, that empire is said to have variants of the heroes that we know and love working for him. So these variants won't exactly be heroes, since they'll be working for Kang. Now, we could see variants of the Fantastic Four working for Kang, but of course I would assume these aren't the main Fantastic Four that are going to be coming in 2025. I doubt they're going to introduce that team in Quantumania. However, we could be introduced to, let's say, one member of the Fantastic Four in Quantumania. We know that Bill Murray's character is essentially going to have somewhat of a little kingdom of his own. He's definitely somebody who is in charge of some things, and perhaps one of the people working with him could be a member of the Fantastic Four. I'm gonna guess that we'll probably see a variant of the Fantastic Four before we see the true Fantastic Four, even if that is just one member. This is kind of like what happened with the Thing supposedly being in She-Hulk. I don't really think they're going to introduce an individual member of the Fantastic Four before they introduce them as a team. Now, keep in mind though, Kevin Feige did come out and say that the Fantastic Four reboot film will not necessarily be an origin story. So it is possible that the Fantastic Four could have already gotten their powers, possibly from the quantum realm, and could have already gotten out of the quantum realm. We know that Janet Van Dyne got stuck inside of the quantum realm and she emerged from the quantum realm with essentially powers. Like people have been speculating for a long time, the Fantastic Four could get their powers from the quantum realm and being stuck inside. So even if we don't see them, there could be a slight little mention. Maybe they mentioned something about 4 people who develop powers. Maybe Kang the Conqueror had to fight the Fantastic Four once upon a time inside of the quantum realm. Perhaps the Fantastic Four escaped by stealing something from Kang the Conqueror. After all, we do know that Kang is going to ask Ant-Man for a favor, and that favor is to steal something from the other Kang the Conqueror. And a question I have is, how exactly did Kang the Conqueror lose what he needed, what we're all assuming is a power source to power his time chair? How did he lose that? Well, originally, Nathaniel Richards develops his time travel device based off of previous works from Reed Richards. It also could be based off of Victor Von Doom's technology. The comics have kind of reworked that. But it is kind of a good setup for the MCU, because in the comics, Nathaniel Richards goes back in time to ancient Egypt, and he rules over Egypt until the Fantastic Four battle him and defeat him, and he leaves. This could combine the Fantastic Four and Nathaniel Richards' comic book story into the quantum realm and in the MCU. And I think would be a really cool story about how at least one variant of Kang got stuck inside of the quantum realm. He could have traveled there with his time travel chair, but then the Fantastic Four, who were also stuck there using their own time travel devices, fought Kang and possibly took what he needed to power their own time travel device, and they escaped that way, stranding Kang inside of the quantum realm. This would be a pretty cool way to kind of introduce the Fantastic Four, not really showing them, but just kind of mentioning them, since they are going to be coming up in 2 years. And seeing as how Peyton Reed has seen concept art for the movie, it does make you wonder if he has seen this concept art because some version of the Fantastic Four are going to be in Quantumania. Or maybe Kevin Feige just chose to show him because he's been wanting to make his own Fantastic Four movie for years. Either way, it looks like the Fantastic Four are well underway since they have concept art done and Kevin Feige is showing it to people, so I'm sure it won't be long until we start to see some things come out from Marvel Studios, giving us more hints and more updates about the Fantastic Four. But let me know your thoughts about all of this in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest news. For live updates, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.